Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry I haven't posted a video this week. Uh, Being out of pipe kind of sucks, man, and being broke sucks too. So, yeah, there's that. I'm not broke. Well, yes, I am. Don't let me lie to you. My bills is paid. Bills is paid. Okay. We got a little bit of pipe here. We're gonna save that for control arms and whatnot when we get there. We're probably gonna run out then as well. But I don't know if I've given y'all a rundown of like my plans with this build. So yeah, I guess let me get some things set up real quick. No, never mind. Cancel out that. Let's come over here. All right, so there's our mock-up motor. Our mock-up engine here. It doesn't have any pistons or rods in it, so in theory it should be easy to spin. Uh, but yeah, it only has the crank in there. This block right here, we took it apart. We notched the cylinders at the very bottom, and we notched the girdle. We put some manly rods and some CP pistons in here. And when I honed the cylinders, this was all backyard built, so I honed the cylinders with that guy up there hanging next to that helmet, and that stone on there, man, it eats. And we honed it way too much, and I think somebody had rebuilt it before because we had a little bit of piston slap going on already beforehand. So yeah, it's all bad news. I got the pistons and rods brand new for a good deal from a guy locally. So it was really just an experiment. I wanted to see. It was really my first rebuild. So I took it apart. This is actually the same timing belt that was on it. This engine probably has like 300K on it, okay? So just keep that in mind. This was like 6 years ago when I did that. Anyway, I reused the timing belt and it was sloppy as hell. Sloppy. So I had to use that. I took that tensioner and I pried up on it something fierce to get the proper, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to rotate the engine 3 times, counterclockwise, of course, and get the proper tension there, or whatever it is. I'm not sure. Don't let me lie to you. I don't know if it's 3 times, but yeah, you're supposed to rotate the engine a certain amount, and it'll give you the proper tension. And yeah. Anyway, I didn't do that. So it ended up being out of time somehow. I mistimed it like a dumbass. So I put it in my car, and yeah, it wouldn't start. It wouldn't start. I got spark. I got fuel. Timing's out. It's the only thing. We had compression. I re-lapped the not lapped them. What is it? I did the valve clearance. No, I did a valve adjustment. There it is. Boom. I did the valve adjustment. I just did them 7th thou all the way around, just because it was 7 either on the intake and 8 on the exhaust, or 8 on the intake and 7 on the exhaust. One or the other. So I was like, 1,000th of an inch ain't gonna make that much of a difference. It's way out of whack anyway. So yeah, we just set the whole thing. These valves 7th thou, intake valves 7th thou. And yeah, we did that. We gapped the rings at 29 thou, I believe. I was going excessive. Yeah, because I already knew I was gonna have mad piston slap, and anyway, it was gonna smoke regardless. So yeah, it didn't matter. This motor wasn't together, but for a day and a half. I put it in the car, Fixed the timing, of course. We got it retimed. We started it up, and it was slapping bad. And I honestly tried to blow it up. I tried. We revved the fuck out of it. And these pistons were like sitting at a 11 to 1, I believe. Compression ratio, or it might have been a 10 to 1. Not sure. Not 100% sure. The pistons I got, they were domed. I have a video on my Instagram actually that you guys can go check out, which my Instagram should be in the intro. If you guys didn't catch it, go back and catch it, and you guys will be able to listen to me talk about this thing piston slapping like crazy 6 years ago, if you'd like. Yeah, with the CP pistons in there. We tried to blow it up, it didn't blow up. So I figured I'd pull it apart and sell those pistons and rods, and yeah, buy a B series. And yeah, I did that whole B series build. It took me like 3 years, and we should have had a YouTube channel going. Me and my brother built one too. And yeah, they were ready for like 500 horse, dude. They were ready, man. We ended up selling them because we got fired from our job doing HVAC for doing side work. So yeah, that was kind of shit deal. We made that company a lot of money too, guys. A lot. You'd be freaking surprised if I told you. But yeah, we'll leave that for another video. Anyways, I wanted to go over the new motor with y'all and the wiring harness here. So we got our harness. This is an OBD1 engine, a Z6. I'm pretty sure I showed y'all that last time. But yeah, I got her all cleaned up. She was covered in gunk. That's how you know it's good. But yeah, it cleaned up real good. I was pretty happy with it after 6 hours. I gave up. It's still a little dirty up here. I can clean that up. That valve cover's getting painted anyway. And then yeah, I'll clean that intake up real good too. When it comes time, I might even polish it. I might sand it down, get rid of all them cast marks, and polish it just to make it look real nice. And I'll polish up my turbine housing as well on the turbo. Shit, I might as well polish the block then, huh? Nope, negative, not happening. Won't do it. Anyway, yeah, they had a Fram filter on there, which I do not approve, bro. I do not approve of this filter, okay? So back in the day, when we was all into these fucking things heavy about 6 years ago, we were running 2050 Schaefers, okay, with OE filters, boys. OE, okay? We had a bunch of those things. We probably had like 500 filters, man. No, don't let me lie to you. More like 5. Wanted 500. Do not let me lie to you, bro. Okay. Bunch of old shit right here. This is a $100 fucking pit bike filter. Well, it was $100 for a pack of fucking 4 of them. Sons of bitches. Anyway, this is all my brother's stuff for his detailing company. He's been busy doing all that. Proud of the guy. Busting his ass like the shit. Okay, so anyway, we're back over here on this engine harness. But yeah, I'm gonna change that filter out later, boys. Don't you worry, I'm gonna change the oil on this thing. Okay, so this is an OBD2 harness, OBD1 engine, as I stated earlier. So yeah, we're gonna take this harness right here and this harness right here. Yeah. Taking this harness. These are our ECU plugs, boys. One, I believe it's A, C, and D. And then this one here, this is plug B, but this is for automatic transmission cars. You don't want it. You don't need it. Anyway, what my plan is, I'm gonna take everything here. First of all, let me explain what I got going on. So this is our driver side shock tower plug. If it were sitting in a EK shell, okay, that's shock tower plug. So what we got here is we got our main power wire right here. This powers the ECU injectors in the IAC. This is just a ground wire. I don't know to what, but yeah, we'll figure it out as we go, boys. I'm sure I won't need it. Maybe. We'll find out, like I said. This is our starter wire here. This goes to our wire to activate the solenoid. This right here goes to the distributor. This powers the whole ignition system. Goes in, hits the coil, hits your CKF, your CKP, and the CYP. And yeah. And this harness had, well, it still has it actually, a CKF sensor, which goes on the crank. It reads the crank, and there's a little harness that comes out the backside here and plugs into OBD2 harnesses. The plug is actually right here. Yeah, CKF. CKF, that is your crank position sensor or crank rotation sensor or something like that. It counts the teeth on the star gear that sits behind the timing cover. Yeah. On OBD2s. I'm not sure if it sits behind or in front. I don't remember exactly. Don't quote me on that. So yeah. Anyway, there's a little star gear back here that the little sensor counts. It's a little magnetic switch, and every time that that thing passes by, it pulses and sends the signal to the ECU. But yeah, whatever. We're not gonna need that. That's going away. We're going OBD1 here. So we're gonna put OBD1 plugs here on our ECU connector. There, we're gonna wire it straight up OBD1. Everything's gonna go just like a jumper harness, but without the jumper harness, you dig? So right on. So we need to give this here power. We need this powered when cranking. Powered when cranking. And this is powered at all times when switched on and while cranking. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and if it starts, well then, right on. Then we'll do the charge harness. It's super simple. Excuse me, fellas. It ain't but two wires for the charge harness, so I'm just gonna run a completely independent charge harness. Yeah. And yeah. So that's it. This side, this little box right here is basically just a distribution block, okay? So these one brown goes in, and the rest of these browns come out, okay? And they're all grounds. This yellow goes in, comes out with 3 more. Yeah, goes in. This wire right here, that's our main guy. So that wire right there runs right into here. And then from here, let me show you the other side. From here, it is distributed out to the injectors, to the IAC, and to the ECU. Yep. And then our blue wires here is our VSS. That's VSS. It goes into here to split it up because it's OBD2, and it goes to the ECU and to the head unit, your cluster. And then these greens are ECU activated grounds. Okay. ECU kicks the ground and it activates the fan switch, actually. Yeah, that's what those are. Okay. So then we can come over here. You see we got our ECT sensor, boop, and then we have our other ECT sensor. This one's for the ECU, this one's for the gauge cluster, okay? ECU, gauge cluster, okay? Then we got here, this is our O2 sensor, number 2, and then this is our primary L2 sensor there. We got our oil pressure sensor wire that goes to your dash and illuminates or deluminates your oil pressure light. Okay, so what happens is the sensor senses ground and boom, it hits it, and then it breaks the circuit somehow because the oil pressure light remains on until the sensor tells it to go off. So it either activates power or ground. I'm not sure. It does one of the two. I'm pretty sure it's a ground. But yeah, I need to extend that oil pressure sensor all the way up the harness here and plug it in just above the filter there on that blue guy right there. Okay. So then we have our Dizzy plug. Once again, this is an OBD2 harness. So I'm either gonna buy a male end to put on here to plug in here. I'm gonna buy 2 male ends to go, or no, 1 male end and 1 female end to go there. Okay. Yeah, either way I do it. I might just go with the OBD2 plug just to make it one plug, a little bit cleaner. I'm not sure. This is a bulky ass plug anyway. I don't know how clean it would be. Anyway, so yeah, that's our Dizzy. We got our thermostat grounds here, okay? T-stat ground. That's gonna go right there to that screw right there, boop. You dig? Okay. And then we got our fan switch right there. Obviously, that is on the thermostat housing. That is your fan switch sensor right there. Once it has reached terminal velocity, once it reaches the right temperature, that sensor closes and creates continuity between these 2 wires here. This is ECU ground, boop, and it tells the fan to come on. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I gotta figure it out. I'm still figuring it out because that fan switch wire lands right here. It's this one. It's that wire right there. That guy out to the side. Yep, that green one. Yep. Okay. And it goes and plugs into the chassis harness, which I'm sure then goes to a relay and activates the fan. I'm pretty sure. We'll figure it out, man. But a fan ain't no big problem. We'll figure it out, okay? So we got our map sensor here, boom. We got our TPS, which I broke. So I'm gonna have to freaking get a new TPS, but I'm gonna see if it works like that. If it does, we're gonna send it, boys. And then we got the IAC wired up. This was a 3-wire originally, hence the orange wire, but I just gotta move the pins around, which I will do when I depin and move everything over into my OBD1 plugs, okay? We got our other distribution blocks here. What is that? We got our VSS, boom. And then we got our EVAP, that's going away. Power steering, power signal, going away. And CKF, going away. All that's going away. So then we come up here, we got our IAT, intake temperature sensor, boom. Intake air temperature sensor, boom. We got our Dizzy, not our Dizzy, what the hell? Our alternator wire harness here. It's just that black wire there that actually activates the alternator and commences the charging. So really, I think that you can take one of these wires and connect it straight to the battery or something like that. I'm not sure. Don't let me lie to you. I still got some research to do, boys. But I know that I plugged that in, and I got the wire that is going to go to my fuse box right here. It's kind of trapped under there right now, but I'll grab it later when I need it. And yeah, so that's where we're at with the wiring. Oh wait, actually we got to wire in a VTEC harness, so I'm gonna take a VTEC harness, get it all in here, and loom it in with the rest of that. And yeah. And okay, so my plan for this thing, boys, she's a little high boy right now. She's a high boy, but I don't know if you can see it. See my vision there, fellers. Okay, she's a little boxy. But we're gonna take some maybe some 1/4 inch or some 1/2 inch stock, solid stock round bar, and sculpt us up a little bit of aggressive features out here. And yeah, I haven't decided on a body yet. I kind of just want to make it a roller first before we even do anything. It might stay open wheel, boys. I'm not sure. But I do know what I want to do with the drivetrain once I put it in there. So right about where you see that level, right about here, the turbo's gonna sit in that opening right there. Okay, and I'm gonna make a little tunnel that goes from the out of the body right here. Well, like kind of a cap for that little opening there, and with a funnel straight to the turbo so that all that air can get sucked right in there. Okay, so our manifold is gonna be somewhat of a sidewinder, I guess. Motor mounts, I cut them out. 2 of them anyway, the front and the back mount. They were just temporary. Anywho, these side mounts are staying. And we're gonna just do a mid plate. And I might try to find a T-bracket and run a bar across here so that I can make a bracket there to bolt up the back rear mount so that I can put that T-bracket on there and put that bolt in there as well for a little bit of structure, a little bit of more bushing, I should say, not structure, bushing, because we're gonna have our mid plate there, and I just don't want to rip that block in half or the tranny casing or anything. I don't want to hurt nothing. Okay, it's not gonna be making crazy power anyway, boys. These things ain't very torquey, so it'll only be making like 8 pounds because it's stock. I don't want to blow it, which it might still blow on 8 pounds probably after a while. Anyway, I'm hoping to get it tuned by PFI Speed, if y'all know them. Maybe Humble Performance, maybe, I don't know. We will find out when we get there, boys. We're still a long way out, okay? So like I said, motor's gonna be sitting here, turbo manifolds gonna creep along the side here to a T4 flange, turbo bolted up right there. Boop. Right there, boys. Air. Okay. So then our intercooler piping will shoot down and come back this way, right into our intercooler facing this way. I'm gonna put a little duct underneath the car, just about a 2-inch duct. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it yet. I'm gonna put a duct underneath the car for the air to blow through the intercooler like so and escape here behind the engine. It'll also help keep the engine a little bit cooler. Radiator's going up front just because I don't want to stuff it back here. I don't want to make it too tight. That's my only dilemma there. I might stuff it in the corner back there though, just to keep everything compact and in one location. Here at an angle with a little duct off of the side of the body here. So a little 45-degree angle of the radiator with a duct on the side to channel the air there, with a fan, of course, also. So yeah, intercooler, radiator, turbo, engine, manifold, intercooler piping coming there. Our axles are going to be coming out right there. We should have about a foot of play up and about 6 inches down. But we don't need them to go down. We're going to actually put some down stops on there, some good old chains or some toe strap kind style drop stops. Because I don't want my axles to come down and smack these bars here. Well, actually, only one of them is going to be capable of doing so, which is going to be that one. So yeah, really I only have to drop stop that wheel, but might as well do them both. Why only do one? Doesn't make no sense, right? And yeah, let's talk about the front end of this thing. The front end of this thing is in the works. Obviously we need to put some bars here. So one bar here coming out, it's gonna come out, it's gonna 90 down, it's gonna 90 in and tie back in here. Boop. Same on this side. Boop, boop, boop. We're gonna brace it across and X brace it on both bottom and top. And then we're gonna X brace in between it here on the inside of these two lateral pieces here. So we'll lateral it to two uprights and an X bar in between there, two side bars and an X bar in between here that's gonna come out. And then we can build our suspension out that way, give our tire a little bit of room on each side. And yeah, I'm gonna do cantilever suspension here in the front, and we're gonna do traditional in the back. Traditional wishbone suspension in the back. Yep. So yeah, that's about it, boys. I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of what's going on because I'm out of gas and I need to get some. But we got some more aluminum stuff coming up, boys. I know you probably haven't even seen the video that I was shooting when I did this here. But I will throw that in here. So sorry if I'm a little bit all over the place, boys. Forgive me. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And excuse my beer. They don't sponsor me, so I shouldn't show them on the camera, right? All right, y'all. Take it easy. Peace out.